Hey guys, today we're going to be trying a bunch of new luxury makeup. We have the new MER Soft Moisture Powder Foundation. It has an SPF 30 and I have it in the shade 21 Rose. And let's see, what else do we have here? I purchased the Byredo Disco Eyeshadow Quint, so we'll be playing with that. I've got the By Terry Brightening Cc Palette in number 2, Beach Balm. This is the one that came out for this season. I did purchase the Dior Forever Natural Bronze. This is the one that comes in what looks like a cushion compact packaging. I do also have a new Kwan mascara. This is their Indecent mascara. I have it in the shade black. And I think finally I have the WESTMAN Atelier Squeaky Clean. I'll look up the name. It's something, but it's their new lip product that's kind of like a lip treatment and a tint all in one. Very, very beautiful. So can't wait to show you guys that more in depth. I did already show it to you in a haul. And I think that's it. I feel like I'm forgetting something, but I think that's it. Oh, you know what I'm forgetting? I want to try the Ilia blue light like setting spray in mist. I took it out and I swear my vanity is such a mess. It's like a Where's Waldo situation here. Anyway, I will pull that out when it is time. I'm going to use that as a last step. But as a first step, I want to use the Mccreen Active's High Performance Lip Filler. This is like a lip treatment, kind of like a lip, not a lip gloss. It's like a lip treatment. It's kind of like a lip balm. But I've used it now for the past, I don't know, ever since I got it, maybe the past week. And it really feels like it fills in any kind of lines that I have. And I feel like my lips don't look quite as dry overall. I won't say that the kind of plumping effect is permanent in any way, but my lips definitely are less dry. So anyway, I'm gonna put some on to start. The directions are to just dab in the center of your lips and then just kind of smush your lips together. All right, so by the time we get to lips, we'll be able to see like the effect that this has, but it is really beautiful. It just makes your lips look so plump, like so plump. And I actually like the like very kind of subtle sheen that it gives your lips. It's very pretty if you want to wear it alone. Anyway, moving on from this, I do want to play with the MER powder foundation. I am not really a powder foundation lover. I have dry skin, mature skin. I've always had dry skin. And so it's just something I've always kind of stayed away from. It just never seemed like something that would suit me. But I do love MER products, and the name of this makes me think that maybe it'll work for my dry skin. So the Soft Moisture Powder Foundation. It has both chemical and physical sunscreen in here, octinoxate and titanium dioxide. And again, I have it in the shade 21 Rose. So MER sent this to me, and they sent it to me in this like beautiful PR package you guys probably remember from that PR unboxing. And they included this really cute card as to, you know, how they suggest using this powder foundation. So of course their skin prep, they suggest their oil and their cream. I have my skincare down, as you can probably see, my skin looks pretty shiny. And then step 2, they suggest using their Radiant Skin Tint, which is this guy, for an instant kind of healthy glow, just a little bit for like sheer coverage, and then putting this on top. So I would like to try that, but I also want to see what this looks like on its own, because I don't think I want to always have to use both. Okay, I think for purposes of this video, I'm gonna use the foundation all by itself. Maybe in a future video or just on my own, I'll use both and just kind of let you know how it works. So anyway, here is the foundation. Comes in a really nice compact with a nice big mirror here. This powder is so soft and silky, and I was afraid that it was gonna be a powder that felt kind of creamy to the touch. When, you know, I saw moisture in the name, I thought, ooh, is it gonna be one of those like hybrid cream to powders? It really isn't. It is just kind of like a straight up powder. Here it is. You can see it's a little bit deeper than my hand, which should work for my face. It's just a straight up powder, but it has like a little bit of a sheen to it. So I have high hopes for this. I hope it's not going to make me feel or look dry. And I'm going to go ahead and use a sponge that's included here because I'm not a powder foundation connoisseur in any way. I don't really know what tools to use. So I'm just going to use the one that it comes with. And I think this is refillable. So this looks like you can pop it out. Oh yeah. Oh wow. So you can pop this out. So that's great. And their directions are to lightly dab the compact and then sweep on from the center of the face outward. Okay. So I definitely see a little bit of coverage. This color looks like it works for me. Wow, it looks really blurring. Holy smokes. Whoa, do you guys see that? I'm gonna try and zoom in. It's so hard to tell in my viewfinder whether or not you guys can see this, but here is the powder foundation just on this cheek area, and here is without. Wow. That really looks filtered, but I don't look dry at all. It just looks fuzzy. Yeah, like I added like a filter to my face right here. Ooh, that looks nice. I'm gonna add some to this half of my forehead so we can, you know, really compare two sides here. And the sponge really makes it easy to apply, I have to say. If you guys are big fans of powder foundation, will you let me know how you apply powder foundation? Do you just use like a brush? Do you use a sponge? Do you wet your sponge? I was gonna say, do you like using your fingers? But that's probably not an option with powder foundation, maybe. But just let me know what some of your application techniques are. I would love to learn from you guys because, like I said, powder foundation is just not my thing. Oh my goodness, this side of my face looks so soft compared to this side. Let me get my hair out of the way. Wow, okay, so far I'm impressed. The experience I've had with powder foundations in the past is that they usually end up looking kind of thick on the skin. They look a little makeup-y, a little heavy, which again, that look I'm not a fan of, and then that kind of like feeling I'm really not a fan of because of my dry skin. But this looks really quite lovely. All right, so just one last time. Here it is with, here it is without. Okay, I'm gonna apply this to the rest of my face and then we can move on to some other new products. And I'm just dipping this in like this, like very, very lightly. I'm not even picking up that much. And I feel like it's doing a really nice job covering. Like a little bit is going a long way. And I would say the coverage, like the overall coverage of this is, I would say it's like a light medium. I mean, it's actually doing a really good job covering up some of my darker sunspots here. But yeah, I would say it's a light medium. Wow, I can't believe how soft my skin looks. Although now that I'm looking at my complexion, I probably should have put concealer down before I use the powder foundation. I don't mind putting cream products on top of powder. I don't always subscribe to like cream first or cream before powder, but I do think when it comes to foundation and concealer, because their textures are a little bit thicker, if you will. I don't know, should I try it? You know what, I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try putting a little bit of concealer on top of this powder foundation just to see what happens. I'm gonna use a really lightweight one. This is the Mccreen Actives High Performance Concealer. I'm just gonna pick some up on my fingertip here, just a little bit, and just press on top here. Let's see what happens. I think that worked fine. I do think the secret to working with creams and powders, if you want to put a cream over a powder, is just light makeup. I think if you go in heavy-handed, that's when things get really, really muddy. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the same thing over here, but this side looks pretty good. So this is the concealer side, this is the not concealer side. I think you can probably see that it's quite brightened underneath my eyes there. All right, I don't think the concealer on top of the powder foundation necessarily disturbed that at all. Wow, that's great. Great to know, because I always forget. If I do things in a certain order, which I always do, you know, foundation, then concealer, then powder, I forget when it comes to things like a powder foundation. So that is good to know. Good to know that concealer goes, at least this concealer goes on top very nicely. All right, I just want to show you my lips. Do you see how plump they're already getting? I had this like big line in the middle of my bottom lip, like a big kind of dry wrinkle. the bottom, it's disgusting, in the middle of my bottom lip, and that is pretty much like plumped out. This stuff is really, really good. Yeah, I feel like my upper lip is plump too. And I want to mention that there isn't any like minty, like menthol kind of effect with this. Those I do not like. I get eczema on my top lip. It brings on my eczema. It's an ugly situation. I don't like that feeling either. This doesn't have any of that. This is not one of those kind of like lip plumpers where it just sort of artificially like irritates your lips so then it, you know, just kind of gets swollen. This is like a true kind of like plumping situation. All right, well, what's awesome about powder foundation is that I don't have to powder. So I'm gonna go right in with the Dior Forever Natural Bronze. I did get it in the shade number 2, which is light bronze. And I purchased this off of Selfridges. I think that was the only place I could find it at that time. So this is the one, it looks like a cushion foundation, but it's much, much flatter. And here is the shade. Let me go ahead and do a little swatch. Ooh, very soft. There is the bronze, very light, and it looks like it's on the warmer side. Hopefully it's not too orangey. Hopefully it's a little bit more peachy. Let me find a clean brush, always a challenge. All right, I've got my Refer 24 brush. I'm just gonna dip in here and start lightly. The formula of this bronzer is very nice. I think it's going on smoothly. I think it's blending out nicely. It looks like teensy bit orange on my skin though. I don't know if you guys can see it. Like I have a natural flush here in my cheek and you can see like this orange kind of bit coming over. It doesn't look that seamless. Let me try and blend it in a little bit more. I mean, I think it looks okay, but just inspecting it, I would love it if it was just a hint cooler, just a little bit less orange. Maybe if they added a little bit of red in here, like it would just make it a little bit more peachy, a little bit more red base, a little bit more neutral, basically. But not horrible for the summertime. I do lean towards warmer bronzers in the summertime because when my face gets color, it does get a lot warmer in tone. So not horrible, and I do like this formula. It is going on really, really smoothly, evenly. And the powder itself isn't like overly pigmented because this brush picks up a lot of product and it's not like just plopping down a ton of pigment, which is always scary when you're going in with bronzer. All right, now for the By Terry Brightening CC Palette in Beach Balm. Here are the 4 shades. Oh, so beautiful. Let me go ahead and swatch these. I'm gonna swatch them left to right, top to bottom. These don't have shade names or anything, but the first one is the highlight. The next 2 are the 2 blushes, and then the last one is the bronzer. So since I already applied bronzer, I'm going to skip that particular product, but I do wanna play with the 2 blushes and the highlight. So I think I'm gonna do like this cooler toned blush that's a little bit deeper, I would say, than this one. I'm gonna put that on like the back of my cheekbone and then use the apricot color, the peachier color on like the apples of my cheeks. So I'm gonna pick up a little bit of the cooler blush. Oh my God, that's so pretty. And focus that high up, but towards the back. And just using kind of like circular motions. There's that color. Wow, is that not so pretty? What a beautiful cool toned blush. It has just the slightest hint of a purple in there. It makes the color like a very, very light, like fuchsia. So pretty, and this is what it looks like head on. Oh, so pretty. I do want to mention that this palette has the very strong kind of By Terry rose scent. So if you're not into that, you're not gonna be into this palette. Ooh, I love that. Oof, that is so beautiful, that color. Wow, and I think if you're someone that prefers to put blush on the outside, this does a lovely job all by itself. But I'm very heavy-handed with my blush. If you're new here and you didn't know that, I'm pretty heavy-handed with my blush. So I'm gonna go in with this peach color. I'm just gonna use the same brush. I'm gonna go into this peach color and just kind of focus that on the apples of my cheeks. And the products in this palette, just FYI, they're just pressed powders. They're not like a baked gelée or baked powder or anything. They're just pressed powders. So very easy to pick up. All right, so there is the peach kind of on the center of my face here. And I always think that makes me look younger. Maybe it's wishful thinking. I don't know, but I feel like it makes me look younger, more youthful, if you will. All right, let's move on to the highlighter in here. That's this one, the first one that I swatched. I am going to take a smaller brush. I'm going to take this Yano series brush number 5 and just brush that right above the blush. This has such a beautiful sheen, and it has that kind of creamy champagne tone to it. So pretty. Oh, and while I'm putting my highlight on, why don't I do some comparison swatches between this Brightening Cc palette and the one that By Terry came out with last year, which is a little bit less subdued. I think these blushes really make this particular palette pop. But anyway, let me just pop up some swatches here for you, just so you can compare if you have last year's Brightening Cc palette. I wouldn't say it's subtle exactly, but it's really not terribly blinding. It's just nice. It's nice kind of middle of the road brightness. Okay, I'm just doing a quick foundation check here now that I have more products on. I feel like I have to touch up around my nose, but that could just be that I didn't get it upon initial application. So I'm just adding a little bit more here. Looking really good. Okay, I am gonna move on to, what am I gonna move on to? I don't have any new eyebrow, although I feel like I've been trying a lot of new eyebrows. So I am going to use an eyebrow product that is fairly new. That's the Surratt Beauty Expressionist Brow Pomade in Deep Brown. I really like this one. The applicator is like a little brush, which is great. So I just brush off any excess product and just brush it into my crazy brows. All right, brows are done. Let's move on to the Byredo Disco Quint. So excited for this. You guys know how much I love the first Byredo Quint that I purchased. I love it so much I forget its name. Anyway, it's the one that was probably the most neutral out of the first quints that came out. And this is another one. This is neutral. It's like a little bit warm leaning. So here is, well, here's the packaging. Let me show you that first. Isn't that beautiful? And then here are the 5 shades on the inside. Isn't that beautiful? And here are some swatches. I'm just swatching from left to right. The first shade is Feather, Haze, Flare, Velvet, and Faux Fur. So these shadows were made in Italy. There is a total weight of 0.28 ounces, 8 grams of product, and a 12-month shelf life. All of the shades in here have like a satin metallic kind of finish. So if you're looking for something matte, this is not the palette for you. Definitely not the palette for you. And I apologize, I'm looking for a brush to use. Hold on. All right, I'm going in with the Yano series brush number 8. I'm gonna start with the shade, the second one in, which is called Haze. And I'm gonna place this on the outer corner here. So I'm trying to see if I have any fallout. No fallout yet. I'm just bringing that over the center of my lid there. I'm trying not to just put it all over my lid and make this a one and done shadow look because I really want to. The shade is so pretty. It has like gold flecks in there, but the base of it is a little bit warmer. There's like a little bit of a deeper brown going on. Okay, I'm just gonna take the same brush and go into the first shade here, which is Feather, and add this to the inner portion of my lid. Oh, I like that. The metallic sheen gives it a little spice, but I feel like these two colors together is very elegant. I think this is a great daytime look, I would probably just stop with these two colors, just these first two shades here, but I do want to try one of these deeper shades, maybe this fourth one over, which is called Velvet, because it looks like it has a little bit of red in there. Yeah, like a little bit of red. So I'm going to grab like a flat shader brush and really focus that on the outer corners of my eyes. And then just taking a fluffy blender and softening all that up. Well, these shadows are a dream to work with. Really, really easy. So I'm going to try and use this, the deepest shade here, Faux Fur, as liner. Okay, I'm taking my Sonia G Pencil 1 brush. Beautiful, beautiful quint. I really, really love it. It is just like slightly warm, but I don't feel like I'm wearing an incredibly like red orange kind of eyeshadow look. Like it's subtle. It's subtle in its warmth, which I really, really like. It just has, I don't know, like it would go really well with kind of like a bronze goddess kind of look, this gold and these shadows that have just a hint of brown or red or purple underneath, like really, really subtle, very beautiful. I love it. And it performed beautifully, blended out beautifully, stayed put. I don't see any like fallout. Words, Michelle. I don't see any fallout on my cheeks or anything. All right. Next up, we have a new mascara. I think this is new. This is the Kwan Indecent mascara. They did send this over to me. I have it in the shade black, and they sent this over to me a while ago. So I think it's their newest. I don't know if you consider it brand spanking new anymore. But let's curl my lashes and then jump in with this mascara. Infused with lash enhancing ingredients that promote healthy eyelash growth while improving the appearance of eyelash density. Leave lashes looking defined, voluminous, and lusciously full. All right, so we've got like a Christmas tree shaped wand. It looks like natural bristle style brush there. It doesn't look like there's a ton of product on here, so I don't feel like I need to like clean it off. So I'm just gonna go right in. Oh, I like it. It looks like it's one of those separating, lengthening ones, which I prefer. The formula feels like a teensy bit on the wetter side, but I did just open this up, and sometimes mascaras, like the consistency changes a little bit once air is introduced. So it'll probably be a little bit less, wet feeling the next few times I use it. I definitely like how it went on. I like how it's making my lashes look like a little bit separated, a little bit lengthened. Yeah, like it's kind of doing a little bit of everything. All right, Kwan Indecent mascara. So finally, actually not finally, because I do want to use that Ilia mist. But second to last, we're gonna be using the WESTMAN Atelier. Oh, let me look up the proper name of this. So these are called the Squeaky Clean Liquid Lip Balms, and there are 6 shades. They actually were kind enough in sending me 3. They retail for $38. Let me find out, because I wasn't sure what colors I had, because they sent me samples without any labels on there, which is totally fine, but I just wasn't sure what color it was. And they messaged me over Instagram to let me know which colors they actually sent over, which was really nice. But let me find that message. So they sent over Garson, Nunu, and Nana. So Nana is the cool beige shade that I mentioned. Oh, that could be a potential favorite. So that is this one. So let's start with that one. So this is what the packaging looks like. This is metal. These are quite weighty, and there's a window showing you what color you have. It says WESTMAN Atelier here. I don't know if you'll be able to see it because it's like tone on tone. It's black on black. And let's go ahead and put this on. So I've worn this shade and another shade, which I'll have to look up, a couple of times, and they're really just, they're so comfortable on the lips. They're just something like so Michelle. They're very, very subtle. They're not highly pigmented. They're comfortable. They really feel like a mixture between like a lip treatment and a lip, like a liquefied lip balm and a lip oil. It's like everything kind of wrapped into one. So I'm gonna put on Nana, N-A-N-A is the name of this shade. Isn't that so just pretty? It's so pretty. It's so WESTMAN Atelier. It's like so on brand. And I just love like the level of pigmentation. It's just a hint. It's a hint of color. So just some ingredient callouts. There's organic jojoba, almond, and argan oil, which hydrates and softens. There's shea butter, which nourishes and soothes. Some plant-based seed oil, and there's no silicones, no parabens, no PEGs, no phthalates, no mineral oil, and no animal testing. All right, let me take this off so we can put on the other colors, and this will actually be helpful because I did put that on over the Mccreen Actives lip plumper, and you're not getting a true sense of these WESTMAN Atelier lip balms just all by themselves. So let me wipe all of that off. I do just want to point out though, that Mccreen Actives Plumper, it just leaves your lips fuller looking. Anyway, let me go ahead and put on, let's try Garson, which is the deepest shade here. It's kind of like a cool toned mauve shade. So there's Garson, which is beautiful. It's cool toned. There again, it has like the perfect amount of pigmentation. Not too much, not too little. It just, it's such a lovely enhancement to your natural lips. All right, and last but not least is this one, which is New. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. N-O-U. And this one is described as a soft coral. Ooh, so pretty. This has like almost like that kind of like milky kind of lip look that I really like. That kind of like very soft pink, soft coral, like lip balms with like just a hint of color. Kind of like my favorite Chanel gloss, that 804, or that Clé de Peau Radiant Lip Gloss in shade, I think that's just shade number 1. So pretty. And I see that they have a very like light pink shoo, a pale pink that I may need to pick up because it would be like a cooler toned version of this. So on my lips, it does not feel sticky at all. It feels not quite as thick as like a lip mask, but it does have like a little bit of like staying power on the lips. It's denser than just a lip gloss. And you definitely feel like some oils in there, but it doesn't feel like a lip oil, which I feel like sometimes can feel kind of like a little messy on the lips. This has a little bit more like gravity to it. It's just a really nice formula. I love it. It just sits on the lips so beautifully. It's not. Let me find that Ilia Spray. I was so excited to use it and now I can't find it. I know I pulled it out. Hold on. Okay, I found it. It was sitting right in front of my face. So this is the Ilia Blue Light Filter Mist. It is to hydrate, protect, and set. So it has marine water and sea algae in here, and this is a 50 ml bottle. So that's what this looks like. So I'm just going to go ahead and spritz a little on. Oh, shake before use. And here's the mister. Really nice, soft mister. Ooh, it really smells like the ocean or like you're at the beach. Ooh, that's nice. Let's take a close look here. Nice. I feel like it gave me a teensy bit of radiance, but not a ton. And I don't see any droplets on my skin. And I don't feel like it made my mascara run or anything like that. All right, very nice. This smells incredible though. This makes me really miss the beach. Well, that is it. That is it for this luxury makeup try on. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe down below if you haven't already, and I'll see you in my next video.